there's a point in your life to where once you get older and as your mind starts to grow, you start to get curious about a lot of things that transpires in life. You want to know the good side, you want to know the bad side, and majority of the time you want to know the things that your brain starts to question you, that you hear from others, friends or family, and then you start to get curious exactly what it is that those things are. The majority of the time it ends up on the weird side of things. So you go on the computer and you type in whatever it is that your brain is curious about, and then all of a sudden you realize that you are truly a dumb fucking idiot with whatever you search on the internet. Because sometimes when you search whatever it is on the internet, logically thinking in your mind, you're probably thinking, you know what, this isn't a good idea, but you do it anyway because you want that curiosity. Because you got that curiosity telling you, you know what, I'm going to search it up because I want to know what it is. And I'm going to find out what it is. So, when you go on the internet and you type in a certain thing, I'll say something right now because this is going to relate to this movie. Let's talk about bestiality. You all know exactly what bestiality is. It's where a person, a human being, fucks an animal. Literally, has sex with an animal. No matter what type of species it is, it's where a person has sex with an animal. That's bestiality. I've seen some weird fucking shit in terms of bestiality. If you don't believe me, look up Mr. Hands. If you don't know what Mr. Hands is, look up One Man, One Horse. Then you'll know what the fuck I'm talking about. But the thing is that majority of the time when it comes to that, it's always the horses. But for this case, it's a fucking duck. It's a goddamn horny duck who gets transported. He was just sitting there reading his porno magazine, and then all of a sudden he gets shot right out of his chair into a whole another dimension. He gets shot to, out of all places, Cleveland, Ohio. You want to know something? When he was shot through his chair, he was going through the fucking walls, especially to where they literally had the balls to put a fucking naked ass duck taking a bath, actually showing her fucking tits in this film. So you're telling me that after that, and once he gets transported into the world, of the human population, literally not even within once. Okay, the popular. He meets this woman that he meets. He meets this woman, famous singer, on the cover of the Rolling Stones magazine or Rolling Egg or whatever the fuck it was. He meets her and he basically beats up these fucking bad guys who their acting is just, the acting alone for them was just not if as bad as any trauma film that I have seen. In fact, the whole movie, the acting in this film is so bad that this movie literally came off as a trauma film, and it wasn't even trauma to begin with, because that's how fucking bad this acting was. It was trauma film bad level. The way that everybody was coming off, the way that they were acting, no, the doctor. I almost fell there because my fucking chair's broke. But you saw how everybody acted in this fucking movie. Everyone was like a retard. Like literally, everyone forgot their helmet at home and they just went out, started clunking their heads, and then all of a sudden, that their brains turned to, you know what? Since we're talking about ducks here, their fucking brains turned into eggs, turned into mush. So, thanks to the rescue from Howard, who rescued this fucking pop, Cyndi Lauper wannabe, they become good friends, and from there, Howard wants to go back to his planet. He wants to go back to Duck World. He wants to go back to Duckville. Woohoo. But the thing is that he meets this weird doctor who is a nutty fucking professor, nutty as can be, and this guy was just completely cringed beyond belief. He wants to go back to his world, then all of a sudden a mishap happens to where one guy turns into a bad guy, and basically Howard the Duck has to fight the bad guy and live happily ever after with his lovely fair lady behind his side that he starts to grow a fucking feathery, hard, wiggly tail for. And from there, this movie just this was just, I mean, I can't even bounce off anything from what I can talk about because this movie was just so fucking bad. I mean, it was just bad. I already said that the acting was just absolutely atrocious, but the thing is that you can't even go. I can't even go into words to describe exactly each scene of this whole entire movie, except one word comes to mind: is that bestiality is at play, and that's what was going on throughout this whole entire movie. And you know what? Forget the factor of Howard wanting to be with his own kind. The whole situation where he starts to have intriguings for a woman, starts to take his fucking beak and start looking at her tits and all that other shit, and to where his feather tail was wagging, and where they almost started having it, actually, doing it, even though it got interrupted, but still, the way that it almost happened, this was me throughout the whole entire. Okay, from there up into there, this was me watching the movie. Yeah, that's how I was throughout the whole entire movie. My eyes couldn't even believe with what was going on. If you want to describe another word about this movie, is that with the whole dialogue, the whole synopsis, the whole entire presentation of its story being so goddamn generic and such a waste of time. The whole movie is just cringy. Literally, it's just an absolute cringy. They expect you. They try forcefully to try and get a rise of a laughter out of you. But the thing is that the fucking force that they do trying to get that laugh out of you is so goddamn ridiculous that you don't know what to do when watching this movie. Because the thing is that everything that transpires throughout this film is so goddamn left field. Literally, you didn't even know what to expect throughout this film. You're just sitting there wondering, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, that's one thing. You don't know what the fuck to do. You're just sitting there, like, you're just sitting there. It's like your brain is like you were trying to cook yourself a nice dinner. Let's just say you were trying to cook yourself a medium rare steak. You got all the ingredients together in the oven. You got the steak. You got your, whatever type of, seasons you got, your salt and pepper. Your steak is all fresh. It's all ready to go. It's ready to be cooked on the grill. Then all of a sudden, once you go to the grill and you put your steak on there, you want it to be perfect. You want your steak to be perfect every single way, from the way that it's cooked, the way that once you cut it, it's the medium rare that you want it. You want the flavors to be there. You want the seasoning to blend in properly. You want that A1 steak sauce to be blended in properly with a nice balance with the meat. You want yourself a 10 out of 10, 5-star, A+ steak. But then all of a sudden, you want to have a beer as well. But then once you have a beer, and the thing is, I'll throw another thing in the situation. It is 4th of July weekend. You have a couple beers, then you do a couple shots of tequila, maybe some whiskey. You are drunk off your fucking mind. Because the thing is that once you drink all that beer, you don't know what the fuck to do. Your steak is on the grill and it ends up burning into flames. And then all of a sudden it becomes absolutely rotten. So basically, long story short, where I'm trying to go with this is that this movie was a burnt fucking steak, to where it was overcooked, it was not tasty, it was throw away garbage, it was unappealing and pleases off your appetite. And it makes you. And the thing is that with all the beer, the way that the beer starts to go through your system, you just don't know what to do. So in a way, the movie alone is the burnt steak, and the thing is with the dialogue, it's the fucking beer that you are consuming to where it gets you piss can drunk to where you don't know what to do. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying anymore, but still, this movie was just an absolute rubbish nightmare. From every little detail that happens in this movie. The little fucking midget who played as Howard the Duck alone, Jesus Christ. Practical effects, very fucking nice. Bravo. But the whole voice acting, the way that's in sync, and the way that the whole mechanics work for the goddamn costume of the duck alone, is just so unappealing. It reminds me of, what was it? It reminds me of the costumes that was used for the Garbage Pail Kids movie. Yeah, talk about a comparison with that. Plus Howard the Duck alone was absolutely terrifying to look at. Looking at this motherfucker, he gives me nightmares. Not just the whole concept with bestialities, but look at him. He's an absolute it's fucking nightmares. The way, I mean, the girl alone is one thing, but the guy, whatever, so by the way, this was supposed to be based off the comic book as well. Yeah, what an absolute discourage, slap in the face, pathetic waste of an excuse this was. Goddamn, this was legitimately Daffy Duck brought to life. What does that tell you? This was Daffy Duck brought to life, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. I don't know. I don't even know what's more. I don't know what's more discouraging. I really don't know what's more discouraging. Seeing fucking with this whole bestiality thing. Seeing Howard the Duck with the Cyndi Lauper wannabe or Madonna whatever the fuck she was trying to do, or seeing Roger Rabbit in a relationship with Jessica Rabbit, Who Framed Roger. Well, the thing is that movie was funny. I don't know why the fuck I'm bringing it up. The term bestiality is on my mind. You're not supposed to see that shit in movies. God damn! I think more hair's starting to fall. I think more hair follicles are starting to sprinkle out of my scalp, like when you sprinkle the rainbow sprinkles on ice cream. It just starts coming out. It doesn't stop. I don't even know what the fuck I just said there. God damn, dude. This movie was just a catastrophe. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm sitting here stiff. I'm sitting here like a plank. Not knowing exactly, having the right emotion, not exactly having the right feelings at all, because the way that a lot of the scenes were transpired, the way that the costumes were portrayed, the way that the dialogue was, the way that how everything just reminded me of a trauma film, but instead, again, without the gore, it's just a PG-13 rated version of a trauma film. It's just without all the gore, guts, and blood, and all the other fucking nonsense. And this movie gave me such a headache too. Literally, that's why I'm talking out of my ass right now, because this movie gave me a headache. I don't even have any notes in front of me to bounce off of, because this movie gave me such a headache. The only note I had was acting as bad as a trauma film and the plot. That's all I had for my notes within everything that I was able to write and get off. I can't even come on here and properly give you a proper, quote-unquote, professional review of this movie, because this movie turned my brain into mush. My brain is mush. My brain is an overcooked baked. My brain is an overcooked cake that you left in an oven for so long that it's on fire and it's unedible. My brain right now, it's like a burnt fucking pizza. That's what my brain is like. And yeah, I know I should talk about burnt pizzas. Ha ha ha. Howard the Duck. Howard the dumb fuck, more like it. Howard the dumb fuck. That's what I'm calling this movie. Howard the dumb fuck. I can't believe I wasted all my time watching this again. I was just sitting there in awe, in disbelief. You want to know something? I got so uninterested at a few points with this movie that I literally started checking my news feeds for like 2 seconds. But the thing is that even though it was a quick 2 seconds, I had to think to myself, you know what, Gary, you have to watch it so you can try and professionally try and talk about this movie. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. This movie is just absolutely ridiculous. It's fucking, what is it? It's about fucking 4 in the morning. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I'm going to bed. So with that being said, my rating, 0 out of 5. So, folks,